How you doing, everybody? My name is Marcus Couch here with P.Kidd to break down the Bulls versus Cleveland Cavaliers loss, 103-102 here on New Year's Eve. Kid, what's your impression of this game?
What was that?
Yeah,
what was that? I mean, listen, we had a it's one of those things where we do it to ourselves. If there's a way to win, we find a way to do it the hard way. And we had to resort to hero ball, and it was like, what was that? But overall, I mean, hey, on the back of a back to back, I guess we could have expected something different, but hard fault, exit the year not the way we wanted to, but hey, Cavs get the win, Bulls get the experience, the lesson learned. Now we got
yeah,
to play them again in a couple of days. We'll see how that translates.
yeah. So as we look at this lead tracker chart here, we can see that basically this game just got away. We ran out of gas. Let's see if I can get this anywhere.
Quick.
We did not look good from the beginning of the second quarter on. I mean, we just lost it. As soon as they took the starters out in the second or did some sort of a replacement, I'd love to see the log of that in terms of what the substitutions were. We lost it big time, tried to fight back, almost got there midway through the third, and then it just kind of came off the rails from there, and we never got back within uh, the five, and certainly just cut it to that one at the end. Caruso, it would have been nice if you made some free throws, and all in all, the free throws just sucked for us today.
For sure.
We couldn't make anything, uh, even
And the
though it
funny
was
thing,
70%, but it's not when it counted. Right? They're free for a reason.
and that's the funny thing about this game is we actually led them in a couple of key statistics when it comes to field goal percentage. We shot better than they did, 48% to their 45. 3-point percentage was actually kind of on par, 33 to their 34. But in free throw percentage, we actually hit more free throws from the ones we took than they did.
Yeah.
But it's the one thing that stands out is actually on your graphic there, second chance points. And which is weird. Like second chance points, 25 second chance points to our two, despite the fact that we beat them in fast break points and points in the paint. Come on, make it make sense. It's like something men lie, women lie, numbers don't. That's the one thing that stands out. And I mean, hey, if we knock down our free throws, we work harder to eliminate those second chance points. That's 25 points. They only scored one. What was it? 103.
Yeah.
A quarter of their points were second chance points.
That sucks. All right, we're gonna go to our first caller. What's up, caller? How you doing?
What's good, man? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yo, you're not sounding too good here today.
Well,
Come on.
we were
Don't sugarcoat it. Let it out.
well, one, you really have to make your free throws for one,
Mm-hmm.
and two, now you know that this team is pretty good enough to hang with anybody now, So we just got to bring it on Monday.
Who is Cleveland?
Yeah,
Cleveland's good enough to hang with anybody, or are we bad enough to hang with
Chicago.
Cleveland?
Chicago is good enough.
Chicago's good enough to hang with anybody.
Well, we weren't good enough to hang today.
We only lost by 1 point. So hey, if we make some more free throws,
Don't matter
hey,
if
we're
you
good
win.
enough.
I think though it doesn't matter if you lose by 1 or lose by 50. It still doesn't help. So I think it's inexcusable. I think that they, as Kidd pointed out, those second chance points were ridiculous. And the fact that we lost the battle 25-2 is inexcusable for this team. Inexcusable. There's no way you should be out hustled that much.
There's a little added egg on my face. Yeah. Made a video about Zach LaVine today about him being back and turning the corner. He comes out here and puts up a dud on me. He puts up a dud. He puts up 15 points. So, hey, Shay, I know is that Shay? Is that you?
Yeah, he just hung up though.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Hey, listen, I appreciate you calling in.
Thanks,
he
Shay.
comes out and puts up a dud, 37% from the field. I'm not feeling that. Cavs didn't play well neither. Yeah, but they were already shorthanded, V-Dog. They were shorthanded. I don't know. It's one of those awkward games where it's like end of the year. Is that an excuse? No, that's not an excuse. On a back to back, is that an excuse? No, it's not an excuse.
This is a game
Were we shorthanded?
in the division.
No, so that's not an excuse. Well, they outworked us and it got away from us and we lost. We didn't play well. So
I guess.
I can tell that you've had enough of the back and forth with this, right? The up and down is killing you.
I'm tired of it. I'm at the point where it's just I don't know. Let's go to another call. Let's go out to the 219. How you doing?
What's going on, Marcus? What's up, P.Kidd? It's Jamal, man.
What's up, Jay? How you feel?
You know, man, tough loss we have to take tonight.
Yeah.
Tough loss we have to take tonight. I do agree with you guys 100%. You know, a loss is a loss. It doesn't matter if you win by, like, you know me, I'm famous for my Dominique Toretto quote. It don't matter if you win by inch or a mile. Same thing goes for the loss. It don't matter if it's 1 point or 100. You still lost.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say this. We kind of did this to ourselves. Again, it was a classic case of, I know we had points in the paint, but it was a classic case of the Bulls going away from what was working for them. That first quarter, the defensive intensity turned up. They were attacking the paint really strongly and things like that, really going for it. And it just seemed like the next 3 quarters until the fourth quarter, they lollygagged on defense. They had some good rotations, but they kind of lollygagged on defense. They were more focused on jump shooting instead of attacking the paint or trying to, put Vooch in a position to get in there. And I know Vooch has tough matchups against Jared Allen, who I like, but still, it just seemed like we went away from the things that worked from us until the fourth quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, it's like, okay, let's turn it up again. And then by that time, it was a little too little too late. So, that's one of the things that the Bulls have a bad habit of doing, and that's just always going to be what the downfall is that they don't do the things that they need to do to put themselves in a better position to win.
I get it. I agree with you, my man. I agree with you.
Unfortunately,
hey, listen.
Hold on. Unfortunately, I think that the thing that would have put us in a better position to win would just be free throws and 1 or 2 hustle plays. Doesn't that suck? It's like 25-2 in second chance points. That just pisses me off. 25-2 in second chance points, and you're going to plunk free throws coming down the stretch.
It kind of, the free throws kind of remind you of, what game did we play? I think it was the New York Knicks game last week or earlier this week, where they couldn't hit a free throw down the stretch, and that's what led us into getting that W. And then here it is, turning it back around on us, where, if Ayo missed the free throw and Alex Caruso missed the free throw, they both split at the free throw line, and that kind of affected everything. And then, like you guys said, 25-2 in second chance points. I think I saw them get 1 offensive rebound, and that was Drummond. We have got to get better on rebounding on the offensive end instead of trying to leak out and everything or just going back on defense. Because when the other teams do it, it's like they're instantly grabbing long rebounds from long shots, long threes, and we're just not fighting for them hard enough. And we have got to get better at that. And another thing is we have got to protect that perimeter better, because it seems like every team can come in shooting, having a bad shooting slump, but as soon as they play the Bulls, every team can get hot from 3.
Yeah. Now, you know what also ticks me off is not just the fact that we're making ridiculous shots and we're letting people like Rolo get out on a 3-point run on us like that, like he did, but
yeah,
I gotta chill. I don't want to say what I want to say. I gotta chill. But
look, at the end of the day, man, it's New Year's. We can't change it. I'm about to go in there, make me a nice milkshake with some brandy and eggnog and mixed in with it, and get lit for the rest of the night because I deserve it. And we're gonna chalk this L up, and we're gonna move on to the next one. And hopefully the next game goes a little bit better than this one and with a W. But it is what it is.
Hey,
Yeah, exactly.
and take care of yourself, Jay.
All right, man.
Enjoy yourself. Be safe. I'll
holiday.
see you in 2023, my boy.
We'll see you the next game. Thanks,
Always. Later.
Take care. Yeah. Oh man.
The funny thing is, the Cavs really didn't play that well. They really didn't play that well.
No.
And so it just sucks so much. Like, oh God. Now we did get beat on the boards 10-10 handily. We got somebody else.
And okay, so I want to say this about the Bulls right now. Let me get this graphic back off the screen. I'm sick of this. For some reason this year, Vooch and some of the other guys are, instead of rebounding the ball, doing the swipe out where they're just keeping it out.
Yeah.
I would say 70% of the time it doesn't go to one of our players. It's just a kick out. And I'm so sick of this. It's like, Vooch, you're a 7-footer, dude. Just why do you got to do that? Just do it. Just reach with 2 hands and just grab that thing.
Now, in his defense, he's also competing against other 7-footers. And so to give his team an advantage, he's tipping it away from, because Vooch gets doubled down there a lot on the boards.
Okay. But we're talking about second chance points here.
We are. Absolutely. And so that's I mean, I would say that not enough people help on the boards and collapse with him.
Yeah.
That
could be, but I don't like the trend. It seems like this year that we're somehow adopting this tip out strategy instead of rebounding it. I'd like to see how many tip outs we have this year versus the total number of rebounds we had last year with tip outs. I'd love to see that stat. I don't know where to look that up, but I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, I was gonna pull the box scores up. It's like, should I? Who even was hot in this game?
Iowa was scorching this game. In fact, Iowa was 7 of 10 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3, 19 points. Iowa was on fire, and so it's good to see, especially in a game like this when you have DeMar who shoots 41%, you got Zach who's shooting 37%, we got Vooch who's shooting 38%. I mean, how many times have we seen all 3 of our star players shoot sub 45% or 40% or less? Realistically, if we just do some rounding, like, it don't happen often, and so that's another thing. Is like, we didn't play well. And we lost by 1. So, I mean, if you want to be a glass half full guy, that's a caveat to walk away from. When our stars are not playing well, we have some people who can kind of step up in IO and other players to make some big shots and keep us in contention. And that's what happened.
Boy, Drummond sucked today. 1 board, 2 points.
I mean, yeah, he didn't get much time to really do.
13 minutes? You can't.
Yeah, that's true. 13 minutes was a lot.
Come on.
What did P. Will do? I want to see what P. Will. Kobe White didn't have a bad game.
Patrick Williams, 9 points, 2 rebounds.
9 points, 2 rebounds.
1 for 3.
Yeah, P. Will got to hit them boards a lot better. I don't know where everyone would keep saying that we can rely on P. Will for boards. I ain't never seen it. I don't know what we talking about. He's a good defender. I give him that. But as far as getting those boards, I ain't seen it, dog.
No.
Y'all got to show me. Numbers don't lie. He's not a rebounding magnet or savant out here.
Yeah. So we got the phone lines open. We're going to take one more call, 773-900-8097. If you want to get on the show, get on your phone right now. Again, 773-900-8097 as we wind this year down. P.Kidd, what are your predictions for 2023? At least let's go to January. What do you think is going to be in store for the Bulls this?
I think we're kicking into gear. I think we're going to roll into January with some wins. It seems like we got somebody on the line, though, right?
No.
Going into January, I mean, going into 2023, I think we kick it into gear. I think if we look at the next 10 games for the Bulls, I know we got to play the Cavs again. So we got to play the Cavs. We got the Nets, Sixers, Jazz, Celtics, and Wizards. Okay, man, I said kick it into gear, and we got to play all them. That didn't work out too smooth. Yeah, egg on my face, right? Yeah, I think that out of the next 10 games, we win 6 of them.
Okay. I will say,
we're gonna-
knock on wood here, man. At least the Bulls have been healthy.
Yeah.
Season so far. There's been a couple nagging injuries that have taken some guys out here and there for a couple days, for a week or so. But it seems like everything's coming into place as far as their physical health, except for Lonzo with that fake report that he's doing more, which is a load of crap.
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean, if you really think about it,
dunking on a consistent basis, don't even tell me you're ready for it.
Yeah, I was really upset about that report. Like he's jumping a little bit. Like,
so what?
That's good, but he's done for the season. Let's not even put him in that position. I wouldn't want him on the court in February if he's just now jumping. Like that doesn't even make sense.
Playoffs or nothing. All right, we got our call. We got a call. Let's take this call right here. Gonna go to the 260 area code. How you doing, caller?
How's it going?
Hey.
Yeah, and honestly, going along with that Lonzo thing, even if you were to come back miraculously by the end of the season, I mean, it's going to take time to adjust to the game. Like, he's done.
Yeah. I
don't even
think
know
it's
if
a
he's going to
career
play
ending.
another game for the Bulls. That's kind of how I'm feeling.
Yeah. I for Lonzo, I almost think it's a career-ending injury. I really doubt he'll come back. That's just me.
I hate to agree with you, but I'm feeling that too. But I guess we'll just see. I mean, it took we'll see, I suppose.
Yeah. The game is so much has increased. It's so much faster than it was in the past. That those type of injuries you just don't take lightly. I just, if we were predominantly half court set offense, things of that nature, and we played a slower style of basketball just overall, then I could see this being something that, you know, he comes back for a little sooner. But this is the pace of play is so quick now. Nah, he needs to be able to have that explosiveness, be able to jump, stuff like that. No, set that man down, call it a day.
Green, that's it.
I'll see him in the 2023-2024 season. Let's not even hold out hope. I don't even know why we're doing that. Oh God, that sucks. Great. Hey, call it while you're on the line. We got 10 games coming up. We got Cavs, Nets, Sixers, Jazz, Celtics, Wizards, Thunder, Warriors. I probably named more than 10 at this point. Hawks and Pistons. What do you think we're gonna do in the next 10?
I just wanted to call in and because I'm sad that DeMar didn't drive on that last take right there, to be honest. And I had a Bulls money line bet and missed because of that, but dude, I feel like he forced it. But it's DeMar, so whatever. He can take whatever he wants.
Hey man, listen, I feel your pain. Like I can tell that you are just like so pissed and resigned at this point. It's like it doesn't even matter. But good lord, oh God, what would you have cashed out at? Just round ballpark it.
What would you have won in that bet?
What would you look at the win?
Oh, 120.
120.
Just $120. It wasn't anything crazy. And to be fair, I swear on my life, when he hit that game winner last week, I won $700 on it. So I can't even be mad, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you got a Christmas present from DeMar.
Hey, he's paying off in dividends for you. Hey, man, I appreciate you calling in, man. Please be safe. We'll see you in 2023.
All right, man.
Thanks for calling in.
Guys.
Man, the phone line just lit up like it's a telethon over here. Let's get a couple more in. All right, caller, how you doing?
How you doing, guys? So I was just at the Bulls game.
Yeah?
And I'm telling you, I don't know if anyone else notices, but Billy runs the same play for the final play. We set a screen for DeMar. Everybody knows it. That's why they double him at the end. I'm convinced that Billy doesn't know what to do at the end of the game besides run that one play. Like, I understand DeMar is DeMar, you know, but, I mean, when are we going to pass it to Zach and let him show us what he's capable of? So, and one more thing, I think sometimes the Bulls don't have energy because I'm convinced that the Bulls fan base sucks. There's no passion in the crowd, and I was the only one screaming, and that's why my voice is kind of like this. But I feel like the whole arena is full of bandwagons, and sometimes the Bulls feel that, and they don't have any energy. So that's just my input on this game today. What do you guys think?
Well, it's interesting because when I was replaying back that Io thing when he tied it the other day on that steal and hearing the crowd's reaction, I had not heard the crowd react like that since the days of Joakim Noah and Jimmy and that. And it's sad that you just don't get that. And you get it in other arenas. You hear it, especially, me, I've got a big soundboard and I'm piping the sound through my headphones and, really hearing the details in it. And it when that crowd is electric and off their feet, I mean, it's emotional when you're hearing it. You can feel it, but I don't feel it this year, and I haven't felt it in a couple of years. And I don't know if it's just because there's nothing to get excited about, or if it's just the crowd is already paying, $100 for 300 level seats and, $20 for nachos, and they're just burnt out. I don't know.
Having gone to 2 games this year myself, I kind of feel what you're saying. My first game this season was lackluster, but we blew the team out. I forgot what game that was. Then this last one we played New Orleans. Good game. And I felt the crowd was in it.
Yeah.
But I think this is also the ebbs and flows of being a mediocre team. When you are in the middle of the road, middle of the pack team, you put the fans in limbo. And so, that is one of those things where it's just an awkward place to be in. It's not where you want to be from a fan perspective. It's not what you want to be from a professional perspective. And the front office definitely don't want to be there, right? It's like no one wants to be the team that they're gonna be pretty good, probably beat a few teams, but they're not gonna make any real noise. Like no one wants to be that team. You either want to be really hot with a good future and making a deep playoff run, or you want to be really cold when all right, we're rebuilding, we're retooling, we got something to do. Like we know we've made a decision, we've taken a direction, we're focused on doing that, and we're not really either. We're like in that middle of the road thing. So I get it. I can kind of feel both ends of it, but I also think that this quickly changes. Winning changes all. And so if we can get it together, we see Zach is coming. Zach is slowly getting back to himself, and things are kind of looking up. I think let's wait till All-Star break and see what the temperament is. If by All-Star break it's the same thing, then we know that we've pretty much washed. But
yeah, we're still.
I'm gonna hold out hope as a Chicago fan. So I'm gonna hold out hope there.
Yeah. So what's your impression since you just came from the game? How are you feeling the vibe in terms of the team?
So I want to go back to the Atlanta game too, because I was going to mention just and overall the factor of what the Chicago Bulls are. There is no trust, and if you go back to the last play of the Atlanta Hawks game, you could see Zach and Vooch walking off the court while the game was still playing, and this is why I appreciate Io for showing that heart and getting the offensive rebound. But in the post game, Io said, "Hey, the coaching staff told us to crash the board and told me to crash the board." And then we look back at the play, and you see I was the only one crashing on the board. You see Vooch and Zach walking off. So I think there's a big trust. There's not a trust factor with the big three.
Really?
And especially with today's game, DeMar very much ball hogging. I'm sorry, but he was, and I wish I was in the 100 levels because I told him to give it up, and that's how I feel about the Bulls. I appreciate the Bulls are awesome, man. I go there for pain and happiness.
We all do.
DeMar is the double-edged sword. It's like you need DeMar because there's plenty of moments where Zach just wasn't doing it. Vooch wasn't being Vooch, even though he was, could get us some numbers. Big time that it's easy to stop. But then there's moments where, like, I like this comment. He said, "No disrespect," but I feel like a lot of you all don't understand basketball. It's a harsh way to start off with to say no disrespect, but okay. The point you were making though was kind of like if you know anything about basketball, see DeRozan is pretty much impeding every young player progress. I tend to agree with you. I would disregard your first statement, because then that would mean that you don't watch the show well enough. So we'll just call that a wash and just let bygones be bygones. But it's one of those things. If DeMar's not there, we may not have won the games we have won.
True.
Because there's a lot of inconsistency
I
from,
you
know.
I wasn't ready to pick the load up.
DeMar, I appreciate DeMar, but sometimes he overdoes it. Sometimes, and that's when that trust factor comes in with his other teammates.
Yeah.
And I feel like we definitely should. I know it's not gonna happen, but I think coaching staff needs to realize that we need to start, off screening. We need to start having plays for other players who are, if you know their game, coaching staff, then run a play that's in their role. As far as like Caruso and him, driving to the lane, or Io hitting that mid range, or Patrick going for lobs or something. But we don't trust, especially with Andre, like the rolls, I saw the rolls that Andre had today, and they didn't pass him the ball, and sometimes it frustrates me. But that's the Bulls, man. We love them. So.
Live and die. All right, man. Thanks for calling in. Have a happy New Year.
Appreciate it, but man, be safe.
All right, we got a couple more here. Ooh, anonymous. Should I take it?
Hey, let's see what happens. If they start getting rowdy, we hang up.
Hey, caller, what's up? Hello? Aw, chicken. We're going to go to the 312 now.
Shots down. Let's go.
What's up?
8 inches. Nice and fat. Got it in my hand right now, and it's getting hard.
Well, you need to tell DeMar to take that thing. You need to take that.
Right
you need to take DeMar and tell him to choke up on it and at least double clutch into the hoop. That's what you got to do. That dude waited 5 minutes to tell me that. I mean, really? And I got his phone number too. I should call him back.
Hey, man, that's hilarious. Okay. All right. Pause.
No, with a caller. I can't.
Bro was wild. All right.
Bull's knowledge.
Okay.
Come on.
Don't
make P.Kidd and I do this. Or else I gotta
make it sound like Io's calling into the show right now. What are we doing here?
Hey, listen, I tell you what, we're coming down to the last 2 minute stretch. That one did it for me. Last 2 minute stretch. I want everyone to get home safe. We don't want to stress this out too much. What is your prediction going into the next 10 games? And lastly, what is your favorite Bulls moment of the last year? 2022 is your favorite Bulls moment. We're in on that note.
Okay, I think we're going to go 500 the next 10 games. I don't think our record's going to get above 500 in the next 2 weeks. I don't think we're back as everybody says we are, as proven by tonight with the fact that we gave up so many second chance points. Obviously, improvement needs to be made there, because if you give up that many second chance points, I don't care if you're the Nets and you give up that many second chance points. It's just not. You're not going to win the game. I don't care what kind of talent you have. You're going to lose.
What's my
favorite moment? I was a big fan of that moment with there's two that stand out, but both of them are from last season when Lonzo was healthy. The first one was the Caruso to Lonzo heave down. I think it was Caruso on the floor, gave it to Vooch. Vooch gave it to Lonzo. Lonzo heaved it all the way down the court. Zach did a 360 and then bitched at the ref and got a T. That was
I remember that.
And then the Caruso steal to the fast break where he did the kind of fake shuffle over to DeMar for the reverse jam. I thought that was cool. This year, maybe Io's DeMar's behind the back steal going over to Io for the tying the game that we just had the other day. It stands out as a pretty good one.
Yeah, for me, it's actually my favorite moment. Hate to have recency bias, was Zach's 43 yesterday.
Yeah.
It was efficient. 15 of 20. The first time I saw him go for a oop, and it looked like he was still climbing as he was going up for it. So he was back to the Zach that we all know and love, dunk champ Zach. That's what it looked like to me. Yeah. And his movements and stuff has just been fluid. It was just fluid in that game. It like when I went back and looked at it, I've compared him to Devin Booker a lot because I feel like that was his. That's the only thing comparable to him.
I would have rather have had Devin Booker.
Hey, he can be a little more explosive. I think Devin is more finesse, but it seemed like Zach was like starting to put that together, and that's I like to see the progression there. So for me, that was the best moment. Ultimately there. So I think we're gonna go 6-4 in the next 10, maybe 7-3. Reason I'm saying that is because the Warriors are not the Warriors that we remember. They have a lot of people down. I think we could take an L against the Nets, we take an L against the Sixers, and we take an L against the Hawks. But I think we beat everybody else. I mean, not the Hawks, the Celtics. But I think we beat everybody else.
I hope we beat the Sixers, if anything. Hey, kid, I got one more call here, and I'm going to take it. Just because I can't end it on that other one. Hey, caller, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, man? I just wanted to make a statement about DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
I don't think like we collectively like watching this team, because if we was, we would understand that like this heavy isolation that he's doing is like killing the whole flow of our offense. Like,
we all
making
see
everybody else like unengaged.
We all see it.
We see it, bro.
You see it.
It's just unfortunate. It's a necessary evil at times. That's the only thing I can say.
Like people like they say it and then like they get distracted because he might go out there and drop 30 or something like that. But it's like we need to get everybody else engaged. Like we need to move the ball. And plus another thing, it's like impeding Pat progress because he's playing a 4. He's not a pick and pop 4. Like he should play all his shots off the elbow. Like him being a pick and pop 4, that's why he's not playing well or not like matching expectations. Like people was mad at him at the beginning of the season. It's because like he's playing out of position. He's not a 4. I don't understand how people don't see this.
You know who he did that to also? Tony Snell.
Yeah.
We did that to Tony Snell.
That's
that same thing. We didn't know how to use him.
The funny thing is that's the Acme problem though. Maybe they didn't think DeMar would be who he, still be this type of player or be this good of a player in the isolation situation. But I mean, DeMar's been the same DeMar.
Yeah.
Zach has been Zach. Like we knew what it was. And ultimately we probably should have drafted differently, because I see P. Will getting his.
I know you guys in a rush. I don't think that I think that Patrick Williams was a great pick. Like I even knew it before the draft. Like I watch a lot of college basketball. Yeah. I just think that, like you said, bro, like that's a great point about Acme. It's a poorly constructed roster. Like they got people playing out of position. Then they don't even have the reason why it worked last year so efficiently was because Lonzo is not only is he a spot up 3, but he gets transition buckets. Like we're not getting that at all because Zach and DeMar are not transition players. They are literally heavy isolated players. That's the only point. I just hope Bulls fans like wake up to this stuff because it's like it's a mirage. Like the 30, 40 points by DeRozan, you can't win like that, bro. I'm telling you right now, you cannot win with him on your roster.
Let me ask you this then. I gotta ask you this because this is who I thought was a better draft pick based off of how our roster is constructed, what he did in college, how he plays, and his size. He kind of reminded me of like a taller Javonte Green at times. I thought Obi Toppin would have fit better on this roster based off everything else because of just how he has to get his money where he currently is. I think that type of play would have thrived better on this roster than P. Will. What do you think?
I actually that's actually a great point. He would have fit better on this roster, right? But the thing about Obi Toppin is that like his upside is nowhere. To me, my personal opinion, he don't have the upside of a Patrick Williams. Like Patrick Williams' upside, and people do not understand this. I can see it like with his first step, his upside is really insane. And I'm not just going off scouts. Like, his upside, he can put the ball on the floor. He's strong. He's going to get even stronger in the next 3 or 4 years. I'm telling you, all they need to do is put him back at that 3 position and get some more spot-up shooters. It's going to make him better, Zach LaVine better, and even Vooch. Like, I'm telling you right now, DeMar DeRozan is literally taking touches from everybody on his team. I'm telling you right now.
Is this like what LeBron did to Kyle Kuzma on the Lakers?
Oh, bro, that'll be if they get, I've been saying that for the longest. If they get a Kyle Kuzma on this roster and maybe put him at the 4, because the reason why he would fit at the 4 is because Kyle Kuzma is like actually a spot up shooter. And
that's what we're missing.
It'll go well with our roster because you can play small ball, you can put Pat at the 3. That's actually somebody I've been asking for the longest.
Yeah.
That's a good call, my man. I appreciate you reaching out, my man. I appreciate you. Be safe. See you in 2023, my man.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
well, brother.
I got more calls too, kid.
That's up to you. You want to rock? We can rock.
Yeah. Let's get them through. Let's get through them quick. All right, next caller. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on with y'all?
Howdy.
Tough loss.
Yeah.
Really tough loss. I'm not gonna lie. I really thought that we were gonna pull this one out despite the missed free throws and giving up the second chance points. But had we made our free throws and didn't give up the second chance points, the Bulls would have definitely won this game.
We'd have won by 20.
Yeah.
Nah, facts, man. Facts. But, as a that hard Bulls fan, I still got hope and belief that we're gonna pull through and we're gonna get it together. I mean, this team shows that they can play with heart despite the horrible coaching from Billy. So going into the new year, I've got faith and hope that we'll get our stuff together and we'll either be at 500 or be over 500.
It'll be a tough fight.
I don't really want to.
This upcoming schedule, that'll be tough.
I'm sorry?
I said that'll be a tough schedule coming up here. That'll be tough to get at least to 500. We got the Nets, we got the Sixers, we got a couple other teams in there that are going to be a problem.
Of course. But I mean, again, like the team, like at times we show that, we can play with heart. But I mean, it just depends on the version of the Chicago Bulls that we get for a certain game,
Yeah,
for sure.
But
they definitely got to get hyped.
But guys,
I said they definitely need to get more hyped, even for the lesser games, the ones like the lesser teams that are out there that are, the 9-win teams that are still spanking us. It's just ridiculous. All right, thanks for calling in, man, and have a happy New Year.
Thank you.
All right,
take care. You guys as well.
All right, we're gonna take one last call here. We're gonna go out to the 7.
I wake up in the morning thinking about having a relationship with you. I go to bed at night thinking about having a relationship with you.
Let's go ahead.
Well, okay.
On that note, Marcus, I'm going to wrap this up for me.
You know what? P.Kidd, if you want to get a relationship with us, the best way to do it is to like and subscribe to the channel.
That's hilarious. Hey,
you know how else you can follow us on Twitter?
2 prank calls and one post game. I love it.
I want the week calls.
Hey, I've appreciated this, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for being a part of this. It's building. It really is building. This is exactly what it felt like when we first started doing post games. We started to get like prank calls and stuff like that. So that means we did something right.
Oh, I want it. I want that. Not all the time, but every now and again we can work that in. We've had somebody giving us prayer requests, and I turned that into a DeMar hot streak.
Okay. Hey, my man, listen, go get you. Please enjoy the rest of this moment with your family. I'm going to go chill out, go grab a drink, get something to eat, and man, I see you in 2023.
Yeah, and I want to thank everybody out there for watching. I want to thank my wife Barbara for tolerating me doing the post game every single game, because that takes a lot of patience from your family to be able to allow you to spend this much time after the game, and especially during the game and all the rest of it and the prep that goes into it and everything else. So thank you to her, and thank you to my family, and everybody else out there that's watching in the Bulls family, we appreciate you very much. So until then, for P.Kidd, I am Marcus Couch. Take care, everybody. Go Bulls.
Peace.